Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Jesus.
It gets you in the mood for podcasting.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic.
It should be a pre-podcast ritual from now on.
Just get you in the mood.
Yeah, get us in the
It's
mood.
like, oh man.
We've just been listening to Yellow by the band Yellow,
Oh yeah.
which you probably recognise as the song from every 80s movie. Oh yeah.
That's the one.
A lot of people in New Zealand would call it the Decca song.
Yes.
It's associated with the...
A now defunct discount store.
Well, no, yeah, what do they call those stores? They're like the farmers of this world.
A department store.
Department store. There you go. I mean, it was a big old thing back in the day. There were Deccas everywhere.
I used to buy Transformers toys at Decca with my pocket money.
Wow. How much do you reckon a Transformer went for in 1991?
I don't know. My pocket money was like $2 a week, and I had to save for a few weeks to buy one. So yeah, probably $10 or less.
You reckon? $10 or less.
For the smallest one, like Bumblebee.
Yeah, right.
I could never save up for the big ones because I would always blow it on candy. Lollies.
Friggin' toys are crazy expensive. Crazy expensive these days. The thing, Madison, for her birthday, I bought her a couple of things, but the crowning thing was this. Okay, it was a guinea pig that gave birth to 3 other guinea pigs.
Ew. Interesting.
Didn't like come out of their vag or anything. But what?
We're on Tony's channel this week.
How much do you think it cost?
Oh, $60?
$160.
Oh, okay. Must have been a bit flashier than I was picturing in my mind.
You know how many times she's played with it?
3?
Yeah, about that, I reckon. Yeah. She was psyched when she got it.
Yeah.
Because it was exactly what she wanted.
Yep.
But then it's just like...
That's why I never buy, in the rare occasions, not that rare, we go to McDonald's, my kids never get Happy Meals.
Why don't you get Happy Meals? It's the cheapest chips.
Because they get the toy and then they just like, and then it goes in the bin.
I've never bought Madison anything other than a Happy Meal.
No, they never get
I feel like this ottoman is... Am I too far back, or is the ottoman too far away?
I can reach it. Boom.
You've got longer limbs than I do. I feel like you're closer. Hold on.
Maybe I did scoot forward.
Maybe you scooted. So what do you buy them then? You just get them the chips and a hamburger?
My son likes a quarter pounder.
Oh, yeah?
And my daughter, she likes to have a cheeseburger and a half. They split a second cheeseburger.
It just hits the spot.
Yeah.
So it's like when you have a pie, you're like, oh, I could go another. And then on the rare occasions you have that other pie, you go, oh, shouldn't have done.
Too much. So yeah, they found the sweet spot. Neither of them's quite satisfied with just one.
So she has a cheeseburger and then she shares a half with
Garrett.
After his quarter pounder.
Yeah.
He's eating a fair bit of beef for a young
beef
lad.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's going to get old if we keep doing that.
Yeah. We can't do it before every podcast. We literally were listening to it for about 10 minutes just on repeat. It's dancing while setting it up.
Yeah.
This is how I dance.
Yeah.
I look like I'm having a seizure.
Good times.
Indeed. I'm wearing golf hat today. Look, you see this little guy?
You look golfy.
I look golfy today. You see this little guy? What is that? What do you think that is?
That's a ladybird.
It's a ladybird, but what do you think its purpose is in a golfing context?
Because it's golf ballish shape.
There's a purpose for it. So
you get a birdie?
No. So that bit comes off.
Oh, it's where you put your thing on the ground to mark
it's a
your
ball
golf
marker.
Ball. There you go. It's a good name for it.
What?
A ball marker. It's like literally says what it is on the tin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's a ball marker, like Whitelock.
So much of Chinese is like that.
Really?
Like if I was to tell you the word for fly, as in like to fly in the sky, is fei, and the word ji means machine. What do you think a fei ji is?
I reckon it's a plane.
There you go, look at that. A flying machine. Literally, it's called a flying machine.
And we call it, ours is named after a woodworking material that you plane off wood with. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Computer is an electric brain.
You know what car is in today?
What is it?
Motorcar.
There you go.
There you go.
Language chat.
It's a great thing. I want to show you this book that I purchased, actually.
Okay.
It's called A Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows.
I haven't heard of it.
And it's by an etymologist. Etymologist? I always struggle with that word, which is ironic. It's a guy who studies words. But he Yeah, he's familiar. He knows a huge everything you possibly could about all languages, but he's made it his life's work to make new words for like feelings that we all feel but don't really quite have words for.
Right.
And his most famous word that he's come up with, you may have heard of, is the word sonder. Sonder.
I have not heard it.
So sonder means basically the realization that all the people that you see in your day-to-day life, people driving by, people on the side of the street, people waiting in queue, have lives as vivid and as tumultuous and as intriguing as yourselves, but you'll never ever get a glimpse into their lives, and there's an unending rabbit warrens of people's intricate lives that you'll never understand, and a sadness to that, that you'll never be able to. There's so many incredible things and people's stories to hear that you'll never understand. Understanding, yes. Sometimes I feel that way when you're at airports,
right? You
you
see people getting like they've meeting their families, like
yeah, and you go, well, this must be
there's a story there. They haven't seen each other for years. Or,
yeah. Speaking of stories, I've left the flap open. You see that?
I can see that. It does look different, but flappy.
Should I close the flap?
If it's going to distract you.
It probably will. I'll close the flap. I'll be back. Flap chat.
Flap chat. Well, as a semi-fluent Chinese speaker myself, I must admit there are a few words in Chinese which don't have a English direct equivalent, which can sometimes be hard if you have in the position to have to translate it, where they say something you're like, yeah,
it's not a thing.
Yeah, not really. You kind of have to describe it.
Like there's a
loses
word
something in the translation.
Yeah, there's a word from in one of the African countries, which basically means using your feet to wade through water to look for fish, which like tells you so much about their culture. It tells you so much about the type of fish. Tells you so much about the environment. But there's no other word for that.
Right.
Like we don't have that word. So words are incredible, So
study languages.
Yeah. You should read the book. You want to borrow it?
Yeah, maybe. Sounds actually kind of interesting.
You
tried to pawn a few books off of me.
You're like, Tony, I don't know how to read.
Yeah, this is true. I read Chinese.
Yeah,
the Chinese word for good is a woman with a son.
And isn't it the word? It isn't.
I've told you about this.
Complicated is like two women together or something like that.
That's like the word peace. Like peace, quiet is a woman in a house alone by herself. Whereas if you get multiple women together,
it means kicho.
Kicho
in Malaysian means hectic, by the way.
Yeah, so it's kind of
language chat.
It's a rugby podcast.
It's called 2 Cents Gets Distracted. It's a language podcast.
Yeah, we're on all the platforms for podcasting,
like Spotify, iHeartRadio.
How many of you guys actually ever podcast it? Is it like 90% just YouTube it?
I think it's predominantly YouTube, but we do get solid
podcast
numbers. The biggest platform is definitely Spotify. There are comments on the Spotify things that I check very occasionally.
That's right, because Spotify does comments now, doesn't it?
Yeah, you can put comments on it. You can put video on it, but I don't upload video to Spotify because I would have to do that, and I don't.
It's an extra task.
I have enough tasks in my life.
Did ask you, or you did ask me, like, do we have a sponsor this week? And I was like, no, we don't. And you were kind of like, like, I don't have to edit any sponsors, like logos in.
Yeah, I don't have to find some obscure freaking,
will it be easier in the future? If anyone does want to sponsor the podcast, by the way, there's a heap of rugby on November.
Yeah, this is a good time to
get in touch. Do you want me to send you the images? Will that make your life easier?
Yeah, that would.
There we go.
It would.
I'll start doing that.
Oh, thanks, man. But then you got to. Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. It's all good. If you've got any transparent PNGs, they'd be good.
Even it's preferable.
That's A grade, but I'll work with whatever I can get my hands on.
Okay. Anything's an improvement.
Some of them are pretty sketchy, but as long as people get their brands out there. Like sports forecast guys, there's not much of a logo to work with there. It's like an F that it's quite, I like things in a circle. They can just pop down and go away. Theirs is a bit tricky to work with.
He did mention you the other day. He sent me a message on WhatsApp.
Oh yeah? What do you say?
Because you mentioned his stuff when we hadn't been sponsored by him.
Oh yeah.
He was like, free shout out.
Well, he is a big advocate of the greatest rivalry in sports.
We've got them coming up in a while, by the way, because he's a Scotsman.
Oh, yes.
Murrayfield.
Scotsman talking a bit of hype as well. They like their chances
Well, they
this
just
year.
had a good win. They had a large win
Well,
over another team who plays rugby.
Well, that's great. Fantastic. Are we jumping into rugby conversation? Are we taking that next step in this particular podcast?
Seems like it might have gone that way.
Right. Okay. I guess we must, because this is.
Two cents gets distracted.
It's a
You just knocked off the two cents. That's a sign.
That's a bad
you need to
omen.
keep talking shit.
Yeah, we need to talk shit for another 10 minutes. I apologise before we start. I apologise. Last week, there's one thing I have to change every week, like rugby chat starts at 13:25 or whatever. I forgot to change it, and then there was one comment from one person, because I only realised at the end, I was like, oh, because you put bookmarks in.
Yes, I did.
So I was like, but there was
timestamps.
one person who didn't quite understand the timestamp thing. And it said 13:25, and I think rugby chat started around 18, 19 minutes. He was like, I went to 13:25 and to listen to another 6 minutes of your bullshit.
Sorry.
I like the ones that were like, I got 20 minutes in and I had to turn it off. And I'm thinking to myself, 20 minutes? That's a long view for me.
For you, yeah, that's right.
It's a great effort. Yeah, our average view times are pretty long on those. So yeah, thanks for sticking
with it.
Through the thick and thin.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, although you do get the retention maps, and there usually is a bit of a jump.
Yes, there's a spike. There are people who skip this part.
This gold that we're just putting on your face. There was a rugby game in Chicago. Should we start there?
I think so. Because that was the number 2 in the world, New Zealand, number 3 in the world, Ireland, a sold-out stadium, Soldier Field. It was billed as the rematch. And it was a tough watch at times.
I have had more fun getting prostate exams.
I will admit, in the first half at times, like, I visibly caught myself looking at my phone. I was like, you need to watch this game because you're going to have to talk about it in 30 minutes. Not 30 minutes, like in an hour, you prick. Take some notes. Oh, shit.
It was hard. It was a tough watch.
The first half was a bit of a grind.
Yeah. We'll talk about the game, but can I tell you about my terrible viewing experience?
Go on.
So actually, we probably should have done this before we started talking about the rugby. I had, a couple of weeks ago, I was meant to go to the wedding venue with my wonderful fiance to do sort of wedding planning meeting, but I had to cancel it because I had a work meeting. But she said, okay, we're going to do it at 11 o'clock on this day on Sunday. Is that okay with you? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. 11 o'clock Sunday, that should be absolutely fine.
Game started at
9:10.
So it's not going to finish till 11:10.
And the first half went for 3 hours.
Yeah, the first half took a while.
Oh, it went for 56 minutes. Fuck me.
It's a bit longer than normal.
So I'm basically got to the end of the first half, and then the other thing is I had Maddie, and then like we're going to this flash place, and then have to shower, get her ready. And this is the one time that not the one time, she often has debates with me. She's not happy about what she's wearing, something ridiculous, like some fairy outfit. I'm like, you can't wear that. And she decides to have an absolute meltdown. So then I'm spent most of the second half like not watching the rugby.
That was the good half.
Well, yeah, and then I was trying to watch little bits between having showers and stuff like that, but she's having a shit fit. Lydia's having a shit fit. They're fighting with each other. I'm freaking fighting with both of them, like just trying to get them out the door. And then whenever I'd watch, they'd be able to catch a few minutes of the game. It was just shit. And I was like, this is a fucking nightmare. And then the game actually got really good once I got in the car and Lydia drove, and I just watched it on my phone. And that was about 65 minutes in, and we started playing great. Mm-hmm. So I was like, this car has been good. This has been a good car ride. But the actual getting up to it is one of the worst All Black experiences I've ever had. In terms of the game was one of the, because I watched most of the first half without interruption, that was just.
I was watching that first
painful.
Half thinking, if I'm an American sitting there, like first rugby game ever, heard about what happened last time, and like heard about the All Blacks because they're whether you like it or not, they're the team with probably the biggest reach globally in terms of the brand because the haka and whatnot and their history.
Yeah.
And then you're just going, what was this what the fuss is all about? Jesus,
Yeah,
this is awful.
This sucks shit.
Yeah.
It was one of the worst halves of international rugby I think I've ever seen.
I mean, it started. I mean, we probably could lead with the big juicy red.
Yeah.
Which started. I don't know anybody that's really happy about like that.
No, it was absolute dog shit call. Like, I remember thinking when it happened, I was like, and we had the fucking 5-minute like embarrassing Mickey Mouse can't get a big screen to work problem.
It was waiting, and then the TMO eventually just like, let me just describe it to you.
Yeah, and
so he does this, and then he's like, well, I better see that. And he's like, well, you're gonna have to go over to the tent to
it's
watch
like
it.
he's clearly described what is going to be a yellow card situation. Is there a point where
I was really hoping the ref would just go.
So it's a yellow card.
So, like, in your point of view, is that a yellow card for referral? Because then he can kind of just wash his hands of it and move on.
Yeah, that's what should have happened.
Nah, we need to see this.
Because that French motherfucker had to watch. It had to be pedantic about everything. So he did not help the occasion at all. I'm not saying that he got things wrong, but there one time to have a pedantic. Fucking the French are the worst at that shit when they love to make it about themselves.
Sound like my dad.
Oh god, they give me the shit sometimes. That's probably why I don't watch frickin' the French league. Anyway, well, I remember being young. Like my old man would. Yeah, my dad was saying, he's like, I hate French referees because like just don't let the flow like to be like flamboyant in the center of it all and all this sort of shit. But anyway, very very painful officiating.
I honestly thought when the TMO was describing it to him, my brain was like, okay, he's just gonna check with him like that's what you think we should do and we're gonna move on. I didn't see it coming that he's like, well, I need to see this.
Yeah. No.
I didn't predict that as one of the options.
But apparently it was. Oh, God. I hope someone has a chat to him and says, mate, come on, dude. Well, he probably won't. They're probably like, you followed the protocol beautifully. Yada, yada, yada. But the fact that I felt like it was a shitty. Like, I thought it was going to be a yellow card. I thought it was unfortunate that it was going to be a yellow card.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, I don't think either Bodie or Tig were expecting Bodie to get the ball there.
They did not expect to be in a collision.
I think they thought the ball was going further out.
Freaking, what's the name? Roygaard yips his pass. Like there's total shape to go out the back, and then he just has a moment like a golfer like yipping a chip. He yips his pass, and then it goes like it's a little bit irrational where it goes, and very much a line ball, if not forward. Bodie gathers it, and they both kind of brace for an unexpected impact. He's not leading. And this is why I think people are saying, oh, to the letter of the law, it should have been a red. You know, tucking the arm, head contact. But I thought part of it was like you actually had to be like not passive in the tackle. Like he's really passive in the tackle.
There's no like that. That's usually the mitigatingest of all mitigating factors. Like, oh, he's passive in the tackle. It's low danger.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't go for an HIA or anything.
No. And he got rocked. He probably should have gone for an HIA.
He had a couple. Like, we lost 2 Barretts in that game, and I thought after the way Bodie kept getting smacked around, I was like, Bodie's going to go as well.
Yeah, I thought he had a pretty rough kind of physical game. Got smacked so many times. But, yeah, so he takes the hit. It's an unfortunate rugby collision in my mind. I can understand, like, I didn't think it was great that it was a yellow card, but I can understand. I was like, okay,
that was where my brain was going, shoulder to head these days, they're pretty much always going to yellow it, and then they're going to find it's dipping, it's passive. They always find.
Yeah, something.
A get out of jail free card. No, jail free, but you know what I mean? Like,
but then when we're trying to sell the game, we don't. So what I actually thought this in the game, I was like, thank God it's not 2023, or else that would probably be a red. Because I remember in 2023,
there was a while where it's red.
Yeah, like Angus Tahafal, like got like any sort of head collision whatsoever, like accidental or whatever. It was just like, nah, you're off, red, and they were like full reds, and bloody World Cup final for God's sake, like I think that in most games now, other than the game of the weekend, probably would have been a red. I think in most games now that Sam Cane incident is not a red card. I think it's a yellow. But yeah, God, and losing Tyke Burnett, he's a talisman. He's their best forward. When Caelan Doris isn't in form on the pitch, where Caelan Doris has been out with a massive injury for a long period of time.
Yeah.
So huge moment of the game. We had also lost our captain by around about the same time. But yeah, just absurd.
It just sucked.
Just
took
a
not only
weird
did it take
call.
so long, but then the call upgraded to a red was just. I mean, we had on. I don't know if everyone around the world had the same comms, but we had a mixture of Irish in Bernard Jackman.
Yeah.
He was on like color commentary with Marshy, and I forget who the play-by-play was. Was it Tony Johnson?
No, it was just Nisbo.
But like Marshy was like, oh, yeah, maybe just a penalty, and then Bernard Jackman, the Irishman, was like, I think that's going to be yellow. And then when it was red, they were both just like, what the fuck?
Like, I'm in my boys' chat where we kind of like when the rugby's on, we have a little chat. It was just like a bunch of Kiwis, one Brit, and the Brit said that's the worst red card I've ever seen in my life, and there was no objection. It was just like, yeah, that was dog shit. Like, I don't know a single New Zealander who was like, yep, that was the right call.
My dad
Fantastic.
sends me halftime messages all the time, and he was like,
yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I agree.
The only good thing about it was like it wasn't
Full red card.
full 80-minute red. Well, rest of the game red.
Yeah.
And I heard some take saying if it was a rest of the game red, they might not have done it because it was like such a severe consequence that the fact it's a 20-minute red, they're like, oh well, it's not as bad as it could be. I don't know. But I just thought it was a dog shit that you lose one of your best players. 20 minutes without... Although it was one of the best periods of the game for them, was that 20-minute period where they didn't have Tag Burn.
A fair few Irish commenters have said the reason the All Blacks were able to open Ireland up in the final 20 is because they exerted so much extra energy during the 20 minutes down.
I don't think anyone exerted that much energy in that 20 minutes. There was so much fucking stop-start bullshit. Like, if you don't maintain your fitness throughout that particular game, especially in that first half, like it was so stop-start. There were so many errors, so many botched lineouts, so many reset scrums. It was like in the future when World War III happens and people have prisoners of war and we're trying to find better ways to interrogate our prisoners and things, people are going to make them watch that first half on repeat. It was a painful fucking watch. It was very, very little running rugby. The one good try from what's the name?
Savia got one for us.
So it was a cracking. That was our only moment.
That was a sweet moment. And Ireland had a nice one through furlong when Gibson Park threw that ripper after McCloskey had a big carry up the guts.
10-0 up.
Yeah.
They were controlling the game well. One bright spark for someone I thought was actually just playing very, very well was Jamison Gibson Park's kicking game was fantastic.
Doing really well.
He was far and away outshining Roygard, who we've got massive raps on, who really hit his straps towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
But they were all over us and exerting all the pressure, and we were fucking like balls going out. We've been seeing all these balls go out the back so much, and this failure to I hear Razor say execute so much. We weren't executing well. We looked like it was our first game of the season. If Ireland were more on it, and their play, I thought they were pretty shit in the back line. I thought Ringrose was probably the worst game I've seen him play. Crawley was okay.
You always call him Crawley.
Crawley. Sorry, Crowley.
They lacked that killer punch. They were quite able to get us down our end and squeeze, but then lacked that boom, cut us to bits, and then or that, quick little few phases where we just can't get the defensive line set and they score a try.
Yeah.
It always ended up with we'll put a little dinking kick through, push them back. But we managed to hold off through that. And you mentioned the first half was...
They should have really been on top by more than
they should have. I mean, just to put a stat to it, because I love me stats.
I love a stat.
Halftime in that game, the run meters, both sides combined, because they're both around 150, is just over 300, right?
Yeah, right.
England alone against Australia in their game had 335 in the first half.
Yeah, right.
So, the maths, the stats back up what your eyes were seeing. You weren't seeing much.
Yeah.
In that first half, it was
both lineouts were
both lineouts were shocking.
The fucking ref was so pedantic about not straights. God. Oh, that was giving me the shit. It was just pretty painful rugby, and fuck me, you could be the best salesman in the world, but it's going to be hard to sell that product.
Is it made a bit better because the second half at least finished with some sweet rugby? I mean, the Irish kept squeezing us until they got that penalty in the second half. Crowley missed the long range one, and then we conceded another penalty. Referee, you speak of him being pedantic. He didn't like Crowley taking a few extra steps.
It was like half a metre off the mark.
He didn't like Taylor saying, fuck me days, or whatever it was when he got pinged. He marched him 10. They marched the Irish 10 at the end of the game. But so, they got that penalty when Taylor got marched 10. And that's when they were like, I think, at the high point. And then from then on, it kind of swung back our way.
I might sound like I'm actually really negative on this game, but as an All Black fan, I'm fucking chuffed. Like, we played terribly for such long periods of that game.
Ireland were bossing much of it. And like you said, Gibson Park's got a lot to do with that. The Irish forwards.
Against one of our biggest rivals, one of the best teams in the world right now, who I think are on the decline. But once they get a few more games under their belt, it'll be really interesting to see how they go against South Africa.
Didn't you say they were on the decline once before, like a Six Nations or something?
I think they are on the decline.
And then they hammered France away in France or something.
No, I said that they were on the decline this tournament in the Six Nations. They won it, but they lost to Ireland. They lost to England, and they had a scratchy performance against.
I think it was the Six Nations before, the one that they won. People were questioning, are they too old?
I'm fucking Irish.
Okay.
I love the Irish. I don't want them to be on the decline. I'm just calling it how I see it. I'm a shock jock.
There you go.
Anyway.
Rage bait.
Rage bait. Do our Ireland shit. What was I saying? No, I'm actually fucking chuffed as an All Blacks fan, not due to the quality that we played, especially those first 65 minutes. It was crap. But most of the time when you see a team that's just looking like absolute dog shit and playing really, really badly, and none of the calls are going their way, and they've got a complete lack of cohesion, and they're under the pump, and they're under pressure, and there's quite a fair bit of hype behind this idea of us getting the Grand Slam. If we fell at the first hurdle, the knives are out for this team, straight off the bat. So there was an immense amount of pressure on them in that last 15 minutes. But for them to be able to free the shackles and start playing like fucking All Blacks, that was so exhilarating to see.
Yeah.
Like, that was just their clinicalness, their ruthlessness, their skill level. I thought Leicester Fayanuku was a real bright spark out there. I still like Tupaia in there. I thought Damien McKenzie came on and played fantastic. Satiti's a great bench player. I think Lakai was pretty good throughout. There were a lot of really good spots, and then we just had them on the ropes, and we were playing like that team with aura.
Yeah.
That team that you just can't stay with us.
There was that moment, I don't know if it was in the highlights, because it didn't lead directly to a try, but we were deep in our own 22, and instead of exiting with a kick, they spun it wide, and Caitlin got to some space,
runs
and it was
40
like,
meters.
Whoa. Yeah.
And it's just like, that's the team. That's it. And we were just like, throughout Razor's reigns, we've only got these little peek into Pandora's box. But if that team can play like that, under that amount of pressure, with the entire tour on the line, like, that's really encouraging, and shows me actually a lot about the heart and, tenacity of this particular team. Because it was actually the worst thing about that South African game we got pumped is we rolled over.
Yeah.
So for me, when the going gets tough, like even in the last game at Perth, it was pretty much all on the line the last 20 minutes, and we really stepped up to the plate. Geez, the first 60 minutes of both of those games, they've been hard to watch.
It's maybe an encouraging slight change, because the All Blacks have got a reputation for being a team which performs well in the final 20. But under Razor,
It flipped.
They've been fucking awful in the final 20.
Last year.
Generally.
Yeah.
I think even in a few, like the South Africa game, was like final 20 was another one. But
awful.
Just generally, we've not been under Razor a team which finishes strong. It's been a real flip from, the usual All Blacks mold. But we've seen maybe a couple of performances now where maybe they can play well in the final 20.
Yeah, and when the pressure's on. I would really like us to start a game well now. Like, I really want us to see a full 80-minute performance against the Scots next week, and then just continue to make Murrayfield an absolute graveyard.
Our record there is good.
It's one of the best international records
it
for
is,
a
I think 19.
19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For our northern fortress.
Yeah. How many have we won? And we must have won actually, not that many, because we've only lost once at the Millennium, and it was in 2007. but we would have won every other game at the Millennium. Millennium.
Roy got a nice try.
Oh yeah, and that pass that he does to put Caleb away, I thought he was quite relatively quiet, but he held his cards pretty well for a pretty big moment.
Some of the Irish fans didn't like Tamati Williams' burrow over.
That was a try,
but for all the ref shit taking he's getting, he was in a pretty good position.
He was right there in a much better position.
I'll give him credit for being in that position.
And when you actually look at the try, I don't see how physically he hasn't got the ball over the line there. He's on the ground. His torso's over the line. He's holding the ball. How do you not award that as a try?
Who was the other try?
Satiti. Oh, no, sorry. Satiti got the pass. No, Satiti got one, and then Satiti did a good little run to the line after getting a short ball from Taylor off a tap penalty. And who actually scored the try, though? Who got over in that one?
Satiti got. Remember, Doris was chasing him down.
No, that was a different one. I'm talking about, how we had on the line pressure. This was the one to go up to... Was that the one to go up to 14? Where we took the tap, Cody Taylor runs to the line like he's going to... take the contact. He does a short ball to Satiti.
Oh, that's Williams' one.
Yeah, that's Tomato. No, yeah. Pardon me. And then Lester Fainanuku scores one of the greatest no tries ever.
It was pretty forward.
Yeah, it was forward. But that was just when you just, as an All Black fan, it's been so long since you just felt like, we're going to score here. Like, even though we're in our 22 or our 40 meter, you're just like, yep, we'll score here. And we were just, all the passes were sticking, the forwards were playing with great ball skills. Yeah. I think Lord actually looked pretty good.
We Irish fans won't understand this, but like Scotty Barrett is not the most favoured All Black because a lot of people would like to see Savia be captain. But the fact that he went off after 2 minutes still had us with our hearts in our mouths because Josh Lord has had
totally untested.
He's had so little rugby because he's just been fucking injured for like years, and he's always the guy that gets picked, and people are like, why is he in the squad?
Yeah,
he doesn't have any rugby, but he played all right.
He played pretty bloody well. I think he made his Test debut in that in that Test match against South Africa at Twickenham, and I think it was an early injury, and it was like his debut, and he was playing against a full bomb squad. And he just got absolutely taught a lesson in that game.
He's not played a lot of rugby.
No, he's had a lot of injuries and stuff like that. But look, are they going to fly? Is Darry?
I think Darry's in the squad, so yeah.
Darry joining him from the 15th.
Yep.
But anyway, at the end of the day, a dire game of rugby for 65 minutes. Really entertaining for 15. A real disappointing outcome for World Rugby in the US because
not the greatest ad that there could have been. Like the 1-6 in 2016, that was a phenomenal ad for the game. It was Ireland's first win over New Zealand. Sellout crowd. There'd been the Red Sox had won like the week before, so the city was already pumped, and it was a big high scoring game, lots of tries and drama.
And they've got their World Cup there in 2031. That's going to be an experiment, isn't it? I'd much rather see a World Cup in South America than North America. Give it to Argentina, get a couple of games in Chile. Wherever else. Be nice. That'd be dope as all hell.
So where do you see Ireland going from here? They bounce back in their rest of their November. They got Japan next. I
really don't know. I think they're going to win that one.
Yeah.
But in terms of their long-term plans, I think Farrell's one of Farrell's biggest problems is his lack of blooding new players, and they have a really old team. And players who are going to be really, really scratching to the end of their careers. Like Bundyucky's 35. Jameson Gibson Park has been around. He played with...
He's in his 30s. Lowe's in his 30s.
Jameson Gibson Park played with
even
Benji
like Van der
Marshall.
Fleer's 30.
They're
I think apart from South Africa, they are the oldest team. But South Africa has, in the last 18 months or so, they've really started blooding a lot of new guys.
But that's Russie. Russie, to his credit, is prepared to, take the odd owl for the sake of, creating the best possible squad he can.
He's pretty open about it as well, and that sometimes he will say, like, we have to give these guys, a game time. Like he blooded a guy against Japan. and he started him. He was just like, well, fuck it, I'll give him a crack.
Yeah.
If things go to shit, I've got these guys on the bench.
Yeah. 100%.
He said, I would rather that than leave him on the bench. He's nervous, like watching the game the whole time. And if if the game's not going the way we want it to, then I have to bring him on in a pressure situation. He's like, no, I'd rather have it the other way around.
Yeah, bring him on, get him into a few rucks, and just get him to realise it's a game of rugby.
Rugby, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, 26-13.
Yeah, good result. Would have taken that every day of the week. You know, and it's a great start. That was one of our biggest hurdles to get over.
Just sucks about that red card.
Yeah, the red cards, it was awful.
People are saying it ruined the game, but it didn't ruin the game like the old red cards ruined games.
Is it? Yeah, I agree with you. Is it bad of me? Like, I'm somewhat trepidatious about Scotland next week, but what I'm really looking forward to is England. Sorry, Scotland, but if you win, you can shove it right up my butt if you like. I don't know what it is, but you can shove it.
England played as well.
England did play, and they played the Wallabies.
They beat them pretty comfortably.
It was a game of rugby until it wasn't, and
it was still game on at half time.
10-7, yeah. But a bit of magic from Potter. Potter had a hell of a 10-minute period, eh? He saved the try, got involved in every...
They interviewed one of his teammates at halftime. Who was it? One of the guys who wasn't playing. He said, like, he hates it when we say this, but it was magic. They almost give him so much shit about his name.
He must have, because he just must have. If you meet someone called fucking Harry Potter, your first reaction is,
no.
So you really?
Can you imagine every time he's like checking into a hotel or booking a flight? Like, no, come on. Like, I need your real name.
Yeah, but and it would have been happening since he could learn to speak.
His whole life.
His whole like
the timing's awful.
At kindergarten, people would have been like, "What? You're the boy who lived? Like, show us a scar." Okay, we've got into this anyway. Potter, Harry.
Sorry, Harry, you've had enough.
Yeah, he had, what is the it's not polyjuice potion, the liquid luck, bit of liquid luck before that game, and yeah, he went well.
There was a lot of talk before this game that England would kick the leather off the ball because they do that a lot under Steve Borthwick.
Yeah.
I don't think they kicked as much as people expected them to do, because they usually kick close to 40 times a game. They only kicked 20, but they did still kick very effectively against the Wallabies.
And considering their running meters was, the same amount as both teams in the first half, they definitely, put a bit of...
yes. Borthwick gets a lot of shit for being boring, but I look at the stats and his team's got some very nice numbers and some nice areas.
I don't think they were that... I think they're... when he's grabbed this particular team and tried to get them working within a pattern and some structure that could be seen as relatively boring, but as they've grown into that structure, he's allowed more freedom.
Yeah. Even in the press conference prior to this game, he was saying things like, Ben Earl, like number 8, I can chuck him in the centres. And he's done that before. Henry Pollock, we'll chuck him on the wing.
Yeah.
Guy Pepper, one of their number 6, like, he can go in the back line. Like, yeah. Because he's this like bald-headed Northern English guy, it still sounds kind of boring. But if it was Rusty saying it, you'd be like, "Fucking, he's a fucking maverick."
We're gonna put Sia on the wing. Oh,
yeah.
Rusty!
Yeah,
and to be their credit, they're starting to develop with Pollock and Earl and stuff, and some of these players, and Curry even, full-on ball-playing forwards. Like, and I don't mean to be somewhat NZ-centric. A lot like a New Zealand forward that we've seen for years and years. Guys who are more than just in the contact. They're got
these days you kind of have to be.
Yeah. They play full rugby. Yeah, they got some great players. Some of the best players in the world right now are coming out of England.
Defensively, they've made the Wallabies attack just look pretty ordinary.
The Wallabies, I don't know what the style of play is, but it just seems as though I admire it. In a way, there's just so many intricate passing moves, at high speed. But and I'm sure they look pretty good at training. And if they come off, they'd be amazing. And they have little periods where you go, "Oh, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good, pretty slick." But they're just not pulling it off enough in the fire of Test match footy.
England were giving them no time.
Zero
to
time.
breathe.
They were, and the amount of drop ball, like passes not going to hand, mistakes,
They were
losing
going
their
backwards so many times.
Yeah, and just so many passes, and the old adage is the ball beats the man, but they just gave themselves so many opportunities to make errors, and they were just making far too many errors.
It was wet.
Yeah,
Did not help.
Yeah, and they don't. It doesn't seem like they're not like a team like South Africa, where South Africa can play a really expansive game. And they've got the players to do that. But if it's not going on, they
got plan B.
Yeah, they got plan B, and they've got a huge amount of South African meat they can just, throw off the ruck and get the ball going forward and, put the ball in the air. And also the other thing is they don't have the, world-class halves pairing at the moment.
Tane Edman's getting a fair bit of stick.
I think he's really, he's a solid player. And he's doing everything he can to get better every week. And you see some really nice things from him. But even he took a really nice high ball, like an incredible high ball. But as it came down, he got a bit of contact and dropped the ball and then held on to it and then gave away a penalty. You feel like you see that a lot.
I think there was another high ball contest he lost, which was it led to the Earl try or one of them anyway. But
yeah, and no, it wasn't. That was not. That was Suali.
Oh, that's right. There was another one.
Suali, I felt like he should have caught that. He just didn't go at the ball.
He's
with enough
usually a real
intent.
high ball specialist.
Yeah, he just kind of went up, but not attacking the ball enough. That was quite disappointing.
We've got to remember, if Lolasio's fit, Edman is not playing.
Yeah.
If Liner had gone on tour, I think they partially rested Liner, but he was still recovering from injury. He's had a lot of knocks this year. He's a young man. They were like, rest him.
They're on their third or fourth.
James O'Connor wasn't available. A number of Aussie players weren't available because it was still outside the test window. But if O'Connor's available, he's probably... So there's at least 3 guys. And there's Donaldson didn't get picked, so...
Yeah. And you're playing...
You're playing their 4th choice guy, and he kind of looked like a 4th choice guy.
Yeah, they're playing the 4th choice guy, and at the start of a period where I think the English are going to be a team to be reckoned with for the next decade.
My dad said before this tour even started that the game that worried him was England. And the way they played it, I will be very curious to see how Razor's team handles that English defensive line speed and pressure and the high ball game. If there's 2 things the All Blacks in recent years have not been very good at, it's high balls and quick defensive lines. It's been rough.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what seems to be going to be on the way.
Well, we played them 4 times last year and beat them 4 times as well.
This is true.
But
I feel like England's better than they were then.
Yeah, England is definitely on their improve. So this could be a bit of a marker game to see where they've come and where we're
at. Yeah.
Yeah. So I for my money, I think England. Who else are they playing this November?
England have got Fiji next,
so they'll pump them,
and then they got us.
And then who have they got? No,
I don't remember.
They're not playing South Africa this year.
I don't think so.
Well, that would be a good test match actually.
I can look it up later.
So it's going to be interesting to see how they go going forward. I think if you're an English fan, you've got a lot to be excited about. And Henry Pollock is definitely someone you should be excited about.
What are your thoughts on Henry Pollock? You were talking about him before we started. But...
I don't know how to feel about him. He's clearly a fantastic player. I'm talking about his ability on the field. He's electric. He's unworldly in terms of his quickness, especially for a forward.
That's what I mean by Borthwick talking about. He can go on the wing. He's not wrong.
He can gas a fullback a lot of the time. It looks like he's incredibly strong. Just a real serious talent, and one that makes, in games where we're looking at the best rugby athletes in the world and the best rugby players, he stands apart in a way. You're just like, fuck me, he's good. And he's made every post a winner. He's so in his infancy of his not only his bloody international career, just his professional career in general. He's a freak, absolute freak. Now, what comes with that? Part of me wants to be like, the game needs characters, and good on him for being a character. and like
I'm usually the stick in the mud guy.
Yeah, I know, and I'm really conflicted about it.
You give me shit.
I'm really conflicted about it because when he's doing his antics and stuff, I'm just like, yeah, good on him. Like enjoying the moment. This is exactly what the game needs. But and then there's another bit of me that's just like,
pull your head in, son.
Fucking hell, dude. What? Like the freaking posing. Like it's just like if I played rugby with a guy like that who was doing that, and I've played rugby with some great guys, and I played rugby with some dickheads. That's some dickhead shit. Like what the. What are you doing, man? Like
he's enjoying himself.
He's enjoying himself, but he's showboating, and showboating. This is why I'm conflicted, because I'm like, no, it should be fine. This is what the game needs. We need a bit of show them the razzle dazzle, show them the jazz hands. This is what we need to sell the game. But then there's this middle-aged white man part of me going, stop being a dickhead, And then I'm like, I don't know where I'm sitting in that, and on that spectrum of like, he's an incredible player, and I probably part of the reason he's so good is because he knows he's so good, and he's got that ability and that swagger and that cockiness to be able to try things and be able to do things, and he's worked incredibly hard to be the athlete that he is.
If he's a Kiwi, are you as conflicted as you are now?
I'm probably a little happier about it. Like we've had, like, our players, when Artie goes across the line, he always does the Black Panther thing.
Leicester did a thing, and then he got his tried TMO. Or
culturally appropriate. A little bit of celebrating it. But it just seems to be, but that's one, dude, you got one thing. When he scored, we got
people giving him shit because he was looking at himself on the screen as he was running in the try, and then he gets ankle tapped, and he fucking falls over, and then he gets
still made it there. I know.
Yeah, he still made it. He didn't blow the try.
He's smiling as he goes in, gets ankle tapped, and then still manages to get there. But give me one thing. You got one opportunity to give me like a thing, but we got him standing up, like running away from his teammates, doing I don't know why I'm so good, and then doing let's think about how good I am. And then, like, he got embraced by his teammates, as he should, and then he just stood there fist pumping the crowd for a long period of time. I don't mind any of those things in isolation, but the combo of all three is just pushing my dickhead meter a little bit far, where I'm just like, this peroxide boy. Come on.
If he did it without the peroxide, is it quite as...
the real Slim Pollock. So, but then a part of me is just like, stop being a stick in the mud. Stop being
celebrate it.
Yeah, like this is what the game needs.
So this is what I sound like when I'm talking like that.
Yeah, because this doesn't usually happen, because you're usually the guy going, come on. Okay, Can you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, now that I hear you saying it, the things that you kind of moaning about, I'm just like, that's not that bad.
Right.
When I hear you say it, it sounds petty to be complaining about.
You were complaining about the
That's
English
what I mean.
rose.
I complain about it usually. And I usually feel justified when the words are coming out of my mouth.
But the three things, I was just like, okay. Well, and you know what? If I'm being completely honest with myself, if he was a New Zealander, I'd be like, shit, he's good.
We give Rico shit. The New Zealand rugby public gives Rico a lot of shit for his like celebrating and taunting and that kind of thing.
One of the reasons why we love Richie in this country isn't just the fact that was the greatest All Black of all time.
He's so low key.
He's just so fucking humble.
Yeah.
Like, we really rate humbleness. So
if you look at the team these days, everyone is in these bright fluoro yellow boots. And Richie was just like, everyone wears black boots. There is no like outlier. There's no like person trying to steal the spotlight. Everyone wears black boots.
Worked incredibly hard.
We are a team.
I think Pollock's probably a naturally more gifted athlete than McCaw, and has better raw materials to work with.
Richie himself never said he was like the most gifted. He was just going to be hard working.
We saw games where he made 1,000 tackles, had 18 turnovers, and did all sorts of incredible things, and just participated well in every single.
Yeah. He wins the World Cup, and he's like, I'm a
And then they're like, "What? You played Richie? Like, well, you're a machine." What? Like the fucking interviewer was like just jacking themselves off, basically.
He's like, I'm really tired.
And he goes,
I'm
and then how you feeling? To be honest, I'm a bit tired.
Yeah.
Look, it was a tough bloody test match. And then he would have played Wales and beaten them by 50 points and be like, oh, look, we always know that Wales is tough at home. For the first 12 and a half minutes, they really bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I think that is why he is probably
really
more loved than a guy like even Dan Carter.
Yeah.
Because Dan Carter does like a heap of ads over here in New Zealand.
Yeah.
He went to France and had a bit of the glitz and glam. Richie was just like, I played for one team. He played his whole career for the Crusaders.
Yeah.
He played for the All Blacks. When he took a sabbatical, he didn't go to Japan or France. He just took some time off.
He got his body right.
Yeah, so...
He came back and won us another World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
How did this become the Richie McCaw chat?
I don't know. Well, we don't... We've never had...
He's the antithesis of a Pollock.
Yeah, but Pollock is so good.
Pollock sells tickets.
So good. And maybe it's just exactly... And then maybe it's exactly what the rugby world needs. But I'd love to know whether he's a dickhead or not. Because some
guys I feel like on the pitch might seem like,
But they just go into their... a lot of people think I'm a dickhead.
Some people with the game face on.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just being a fucking real stick in the mud. But I'm honestly conflicted. Honestly conflicted
How about that
it.
in a maul try, though?
Oh, wow.
That's a sexy-ass maul try.
There was a there aren't many sexy maul tries. One of the sexiest maul tries we had was it Argentina got a 20-meter... Oh, who was it? They got a 20-meter maul try against the Saffers this year. Was it in the June international?
Was it Italy?
You might have been Italy or someone like that. That was a sexy maul try. Yeah, that was a sexy try. Really, really sexy.
Fraser McCright was very good defensively for the Wallabies. He kept them in the game.
McWright has turned into the new Hooper, the one player playing out of his fucking skin in a losing effort.
I was talking to my dad about Fraser McCright, and my brother was in the room, and he's like, McCright, that's a funny name. I was like, well,
good
he's a pretty good rugby player.
Yeah, he's really good. Now, it's a sad... in terms of Australian rugby, like, we've been really fucking cock-riding Australia this year. Really behind them in the Lion series, which I thought they were unlucky to lose. And then that win that they had at Alice Park, and that's
been their high point.
That was their high point.
It's been a bit of a slump since then.
And then they scratched out a win against Argentina, but other than that, it's all losses.
Yeah.
So 4 losses in a row.
Is Joe Schmidt getting a little bit of... Like, there are some guys that naturally attract, like, good vibes, and Joe Schmidt's one of those. Whereas there are some guys that naturally attract negativity, like Eddie Jones. Like, if Eddie Jones had Joe Schmidt's record, do you think people are saying, oh, he's done such a fantastic job with the Aussies, what a turnaround from the last World Cup cycle?
No, because Eddie Jones would be trying to tell you about it. It's a lot of chat about ego and arrogance this time around. But, yeah, he'd be like... There's just a lot of, like, straight up and down answers where he'd be like, so how are things going, Schmidt? And you're like, pretty shit, we lost the last 5 games, whereas Eddie would be like, well, look, we've had a lot of injuries across this period, and we've done a lot. There's a lot of good things happening, and there'll be somehow a spin to alluding to his greatness. Yeah. Whereas you don't.
Joe is really I like watching his press conference because he's very honest. Like, whenever they talk to him about expectations, he's always just like, look, I'm going to get the team as ready as I can. Like, we're not promising anything and whatnot. But yeah, it sucks that they got the Potter try, which was an intercept, but they didn't fire a heck of a lot of shots.
No, they don't have a huge amount of weaponry at the moment. I think really
they were without Ikitau and Tom Hooper and Skelton and whatnot. But
that's pretty big players. And then the player that I feel like they've really, really missed since he got injured, who was in world-beating form, was Tom Wright. Well, he was looking so good.
He was electric at Osprey.
He was looking fan-fucking-tastic. So if they had... There's elements there that they're not too far away, but they don't have the depth to be able to take that many injuries to their high-quality players and expect to get wins. Like, you aren't going to get that many wins with a player who wouldn't make the the number 10 spot in most New Zealand Super Rugby teams. Tainted isn't going to be.
He's not starting for the Blues or the Crusaders or the Hurricanes. No.
He was pretty good for North
NPC
Harbour.
level, yeah, people loved him.
But yeah, he's quality. Like, he's
Solid player.
He's a good player. Like, but good players like that.
See that moment where he would kick the thing from his own goal right before halftime?
Oh yeah,
oh
and then he got up, cracked up about it. Yeah, he tried to chip it out, just chipped his. It was a funny moment.
Yeah, funny is one word for it.
I like it. I think he's.
I like him. I like a good player. I don't mean to shit on him, but he's not a test level 10, not at the moment.
Which is unfortunate. Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't watch our fucking podcast.
This is true.
Yeah.
South Africa also played. They beat Japan 61-7.
I thoroughly enjoyed this game.
Four tries in the first half and then a bit of a flurry. Russie got to do some of the experimentation that he wanted.
Yeah.
He named Andre Esterhuizen, the midfielder, in the number 20 jumper, and he brought him on as a flanker. He's brought him on as a flanker in the past, but always kind of... it wasn't as pre-planned as this. This was planned.
Right.
And he got to do it. And he got himself a try, Andre.
So let's bring it back to Australia. This is the team that ran Australia by 4 points. 4 points.
Yeah, the Aussie B team.
Yeah, right. So it was a bit of a step up. And the reason I said I really enjoyed this game is because I didn't watch it. I just watched... We watched the highlights. We watched the highlights in Japanese commentary.
You weren't thoroughly pleased about the crowd at Wembley.
Well, I'm sure if that crowd was in Oniwa Domain, it would look pretty good.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're in... Is that the biggest stadium?
Wembley's massive.
In the UK. It's fucking ginormous. And there was just cavernous in there. It was like... Yeah,
probably didn't help that Twickenham literally had a rugby game going on at the same time.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? The planning seems to be really, really poor.
You made a good point before the podcast.
Not many. I don't make many of those.
Why didn't they play it at Brighton?
Why didn't they play it at Brighton? That would have been the whole town would have been like, oh, we're famous for this.
Yeah,
they would have got
down there.
And maybe don't.
It would have been a smaller crowd.
Maybe play it on a Friday night.
Yeah, but it would have been just the extra bit spicy.
Yeah.
This is where this is the field.
Literally the same way that the All Blacks and the Irish was the rematch.
Yeah, exactly.
They could have built it as the rematch. The Battle of Brighton.
I don't know what the attendance capacity is at Brighton, but it's probably not.
But it would have felt.
It would have felt
if
more.
they got the same amount, it would have felt like a real occasion.
Yeah.
But to have it at Wembley, it just fucking looks stupid.
Yep.
Who was your standout players?
The Springbok forwards were pretty much able to get scrum penalties on their own feet. The Japanese did okay on their feet. They weren't getting shoved backwards. But
that's so interesting.
Okay. Kurtley Arendse got a couple of tries. Sasha van Bergen-Zulu got a couple of tries.
They look pretty sharp.
Yeah, there was a penalty try. Khaleesi got a maul try.
That was the first try of the game, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Vilko Lowe, the big tight head prop, he got a nice...
I'm happy for him.
Gathered to ball try. Colby was at fullback, which is not his usual position.
We did have a little bit of chat about the 15 from Japan. He's the Japanese phenom.
The Yazaki, the university student. He's not even a professional rugby player, but he's just scored his first ever test try against the Springboks at Wembley.
And they rate him big time.
He still made a few mistakes, but
the kid's a kid.
Yeah.
But probably a touch undercooked to be playing the South Africans.
But for all the stick that Eddie gets, and we might have mentioned this before, and I'm not really au fait with the Japanese pro rugby competitions, but Eddie does seem to be having his eye on the talent in Japan and bringing them through.
Which is nice.
So he's, in all likelihood, got his eyes on 2 years from now. He's blooding these guys now so that they are hopefully more ready in a couple of years.
Can I ask you a question? Yeah. What's the name of your bloke up there?
That guy's name, the sumo wrestler, is Waka Takakage.
Okay, so the Japanese have some big
blokes. He's not a Mongolian. A lot of sumo wrestlers are Mongolian, but he's a Japanese fella.
Why can't we start to look at getting some of these pieces of meat into the front row there? If they're out there, why? Because when I always look at them, I always think, oh, they look like, when I look at their front rows, they look like big you saw him walking down the street, be like, oh, he's a bit of meat on
Big
that.
dude, yeah.
Bit of meat on that Japanese man. But in comparison to Oxenshea and Steph Toy,
Ox got injured. He's out for the tour,
Oh, that's a
which
shame.
really affects their France game next week.
But next to Kits off and all these blokes you like.
Yeah.
Oh, they look small.
Yeah, the Japanese forwards are mobile.
But yeah, you're not gonna beat South Africa being mobile. Like you're just
Maybe they can. Maybe they don't go down the power route. Although most of the successful teams in recent years have gone down the power route. France have got a very powerful fullback.
I just think you can't win a game when you give away a penalty at every scrum. And
they did on the Bok feed.
Yeah. So, and I find that to be one of the more infuriating parts of our game at the moment. The fact that a penalty is generally about making a poor decision at a moment and doing something that is illegal.
Scrum time is just, you're not very good at this.
Yeah, it's just like you're not strong enough. Like it's like
it's like if you're playing Street Fighter and they've got a move that you can't block, and you're just like, shit, stop using that move.
It's like getting if you miss a tackle, you're getting penalised. You've made a mistake. You're not as good as the player in front of you who's trying to get around you. But you got play. Yeah, so it just seems like there's just some sort of weird disconnect there. Anyway,
Scrum's part of the game.
Free kick it, man. Make it. We've got to sell this fucking game, dude. The scrums are just boring.
Rugby league chat.
Rugby league chat.
Yes.
I like the breakdowns. I like the collisions. I like this spreading the ball, but I don't like penalty farming. And the All Blacks started penalty farming at the end of our game as well. I don't like it.
It's a way to win.
It sucks. Give me fucking rugby.
Rugby, when it's free flowing, is very attractive.
Yeah, exactly. Don't give me, he's he's pulling down on he's hinging. Oh God, he's popped up. That's thrilling to watch.
Leave your angry comments below about how Tony should just go watch rugby league.
Yeah, I go watch rugby. Because, people who say that, people who don't watch rugby league, because it's still a very different game. Very different. And I like it.
But yeah, it was pretty comfortable for the Boks.
What are you riding on? Is it the arrows? What are they?
Just two arrows.
Look like little penises.
Yeah, they're both.
Hold on, pass me your pen.
No. No.
I think you've made that mistake before.
You broke my pen once. It was my Temu pen.
I wanted to test the string.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
But yeah, I think Russie, apart from Ox getting injured, Russie got what he wanted out of that game.
Okay, cool. And
Scotland played.
The
USA
game. They fucking thumped them.
85-0.
That's like a New Zealand scoreline. So the Scots, are they going to pose a real threat?
That was Scotland without their big guns as well. That was Scotland with only Edinburgh and Glasgow players.
Is Duhan.
He's got 2 tries.
Duhan van der Merwe. Duhan van der Merwe.
It was his 50th cap for the Scots.
2
tries. Darcy Graham got 3. Jamie Dobie got 3. The halfback. He's a halfback who plays on the wing. Be ready for him next week. If they start him. He's not listening.
But yeah, look, they've got some players, and there's a lot of stuff that I've never had this before. Not that, not too many opportunities, but a couple of opportunities. But like in some of the podcasts and some of the comments, people saying, "Oh, Scotland, watch out for Scotland, watch out for Scotland," which in an arrogant New Zealand perspective, I'm always like, "What are you talking about?" But fucking hell, sometimes and then there are times where I've been like, Scotland look like world beaters when I watch them in the Six Nations. And we've had a couple of close-ish matches. I think we'll win on the weekend. And I'll be very disappointed if we lose. But it can happen. It could happen, couldn't it?
The teams which Scotland in recent years I feel like has struggled against are teams who like to kind of grind them. Like South Africa's big pack. Yeah. They struggle. And Ireland, when Ireland just keep it tight, go through phases and phases and don't play open.
They love to.
Scotland struggle. So if we play up the jumper and just use like Pasila Tosi and Tamaiti Williams and just grind them with the forwards, I think we should win, especially because they're
open them up for the last 20 minutes.
Their best tight head, Xander Fagerson, he didn't play in this game. He's not been fit, so he was supposed to go on the Lions tour. He missed out. He hasn't played. He's touch and go for the next game. If they don't have him, I think they're in trouble.
Okay.
Because their next level tight head is not
I'll trust
the same
you.
level.
But there, I just noticed that there's a bit of a flavour in the air of watch out for Scotland.
If you're asking me to put my nuts on the line, I put my nuts on the line for New Zealand last week. Job done.
I put a nut each way and now I've lost one.
You've lost one nut. See, I keep both my nuts. I'm still putting my nuts on New Zealand.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be a end of times, like it wouldn't be a Brighton result to see Scotland beat us at Murrayfield.
They're almost due.
It feels like it.
Yeah. And Finn, if he is at his mercurial best, it could be a very famous night in Murrayfield. But probably not. I was quietly confident last week. I'm also quietly confident this week.
Upcoming games.
Yes. Rugby.
France are playing South Africa. No Oxenche.
Oh, tasty. What time?
I don't know. I think it's 9 o'clock on Sunday.
Morning.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a nice kickoff time.
Yeah, I'd
Scotland are playing New Zealand.
kick off?
I think 4 in the morning.
Fuck you.
Yep. England are playing Fiji.
That might be a highlights package for me.
Okay. And
maybe I should watch it.
Wales are playing Argentina.
There's a first coach. Did Wales play in the weekend?
No.
Right. Wow, that could be interesting because Wales have got a new coach, don't they?
Steve Tandy.
So
I think he might have, just possibly.
You're pointing.
He might have farted in the press conference the other day.
Did you notice?
There was this. No, I didn't notice it. But then someone in the YouTube comments wrote, "It's impressive how he can like fart and then just keep going with his train of thought." There's a
seriously, they were like, clearly we want to work around Jack Morgan and his form. He's been outstanding for us for a long period of time, but there needs to be more players making contributions. Well, look, you might want to say that the heyday.
Kind of like that. Yeah. Once you've seen the comment, then you watch the clip, you're like, I think he did fart. Sometimes you got to let him go.
Yeah, you can let him go silent if you can.
And Italy is playing Australia.
Yeah, well, geez, that would be a bad result if Australia lost. If Australia lose that game, then we can say, okay, whatever progress they've made, they've
regressed.
They've regressed again.
So you're picking a Southern Hemisphere sweep? No, you're not picking Fiji.
No, I think Fiji will get beaten. So, okay, I think South Africa versus France. Mm-hmm. There's a 60% chance that South Africa wins that game.
Okay, 60% chance. I'll write that down.
So, but I will see.
That's almost like a flip of a coin.
Yeah, well, that's 50. It's not quite, but
almost. That's why I said almost.
Well, 51, 60, 49 would be almost. It's quite more substantial.
Well, 60-40 still can go either way.
Okay, well, of course it can. Okay, Dupont's playing?
I think he is back fit, but I don't know if he's in the French squad. I've not been up with the French news.
All right, okay. Well,
bad for a go with rugby.
Yeah, geez, terrible. Go South Africa. Well,
do you want South Africa to win?
No.
You want us to win?
Yes, I want us.
And then you want South Africa to lose? Because then we can go number one in the world.
I want us to win. I want the Australians to win. But the reason South Africans, I appreciate your support of us, but I don't need it. It's not something I hold on to dearly, the fact that you like to see New Zealand win. I
saw a post, because I follow the Springboks subreddit.
Yeah, they love it when we win over, especially with the Irish, because
there was a post from someone who wrote, like, why the fuck are our fans like this, right? And it's a post from the Crusaders Instagram.
Yeah.
And it says, like, Richie signed until 2027 with the Crusaders. Good news post for the Crusaders. And there's a comment there from a Springbok fan who's like, how many World Cups has he won?
Yeah.
And his fellow Springbok fans are like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. And I think as the people on that post pointed out, most of the Bok fans that I've interacted with face to face are like the best.
Yeah, lovely.
The best blokes.
But online,
there's a few. There's like this 1% of.
They're loud.
They're fucking loud.
And there's a big population, so they're pretty loud.
Yeah, every fan base has got a 1%, but your 1% is just bigger than everyone else's because you guys have got a big country.
Yeah, and they're fucking insufferable. But they actually, I won't say they're insufferable. To be honest, when they pumped us. in Wellington. I was thinking at the end of the game, oh God, we're going to get so much shit about this. And they were actually really, really humble.
But see, that's not the ones who are making that post.
No,
this is the normal ones.
Yeah, they were really humble. They were like, and they were almost like,
so many were
we've
just
been
like,
there, don't worry about
yeah,
it.
Yeah,
And
you
like,
guys will be back. Albany happened to us. Don't worry, it could be turning point. Blah.
Yeah, which I think they're better people than I am, because I'd be like, eat a bag. But
definitely better people than Tony.
Yeah, 100%. But then if France got up, because I don't want them to win, because
So you should want the Springboks
No,
to
I
win
don't.
for those guys, not for those percentage of dickheads.
nah, the
but for
dickheads
the
need to take one.
dickheads take one for the team.
And part of it is like they're just so dominant, and they're just
You got a bit of a tall poppy thing going on. Like, just like if you were not a All Black fan during the 2015 period, you'd like, oh fuck, the All Blacks got beaten. That's cool for the game.
No, I like to see the Australian cricket team lose. So like it's like I like to see the Australian cricket team lose. I don't like to see Brazil lose. I don't know. It just like they're a team that's just so fucking dominant. They're so on top. Like I love to see the Crusaders lose.
Right.
Like I like to see the top dog get taken down.
Okay.
And when South Africa weren't the top dog, I was kind of rooting for them sometimes.
Right.
You know, like, but they've won 2 back-to-back World Cups, and every time anyone fucking mentions that team, their team in South African media, they precurse it by saying back-to-back world champion Springboks have gone on their a training today, and you're like, was it really necessary? If Springboks are training, can we, you know? So they just these I don't think we ever like. I'm sure we mentioned that we were back-to-back World Cups, but we didn't precurse, you know, back-to-back winning World Cup captain Richie McCaw took a shit today. Like we didn't. I don't remember us doing it so insistently. Maybe like I didn't notice, and I enjoyed the sound of it when I heard
that
it.
sounds more likely.
Do you think we said that phrase as much as they say?
I get the feeling when we were at the top of the world, All Blacks fans were pretty insufferable.
Yeah, I'm sure but there was very few of us.
That's
But
right.
yeah, you don't hear us that much, and we got a bit of shit about being arrogant and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's just so you look at some of these posts and you're just like, oh gosh. And there's one that seems like a really good guy, but the one that really shits on me. I don't have Twitter or X or whatever on my phone. I don't have the app. But sometimes there's one bloke, I've forgotten his name. He might be part of that. What's the name of that podcast? They're really good. I went on it once.
Those two guys.
The South African rugby podcast. It's called something.
Rugby Bits?
Rugby Bits, yeah, I like my rugby and bits. But I think one of them might have an account where he goes, day 3,000.
Oh, Jared.
Well, yeah, who does that?
Jared Wright.
Yeah, day 2,561 of the
being world champs.
Being world champs. Like, every time I read it, it's just like fucking shut up. Like, but that one's not even that bad.
He's just being happy.
Yeah, just
Let people be happy, Tony.
I'm telling you, I'm
You're a
cantankerous
grumpy old
today.
man.
You're meant to be the cantankerous
I
one.
know. What the hell's going on? So you want France to win?
Yeah, I do. I just do. I just want.
Betraying your Southern Hemisphere brothers.
Yeah, and the South African people I know are fucking awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So do it for them.
I've worked with French people. They're fucking awesome too.
Okay.
They can be a bit painful.
Rainbow Warrior.
Okay, I'll change my tune.
You're back in Russie.
Yeah. But I'm not going to be butthurt if they win. Main thing I hope is that it's a cracking game.
Good game. Yeah. Scotland against New Zealand. Do you think we're going to win?
I think we have a 75% chance.
75% chance. Okay.
We don't usually do this percentage game.
England, Fiji.
England have a 95% chance of winning that game.
Wales, Argentina.
Argentina at 68%.
68%. There you go. Look at that. And then you think the Aussies are going to beat the Italians?
Aussies? But there's a new percentage game.
Tay and Edmed. Or do they bring back Carter Gordon for this one?
Aussies at 63%.
63, there we go.
Maybe I'll give them 67 actually.
One thing that that guy
67,
Graham...
67.
67. That guy Graham...
Not that it means
from Rugby Forecast, right?
Yeah.
So he's got an algorithm which also does percentages.
Yeah.
It could say like 51-49. Like All Blacks 51, France 49.
Yeah.
And if France win, people will be like, you fucking said New Zealand were going to win. Like, people look at like 50 or more, or 51 or more, like that you're saying they're going to win.
Well, it's a statistical recommendation in that sense. You've called it one way.
Any other rugby or non-rugby chat from you before we head off?
Pacific Nations Cup continues. Poor old
that's rugby league.
Eli Katoa had who was one of the players of the NRL final, had a terrible incident during the massive game of the Kiwis versus Tonga yesterday, where in the warm-up he was trying to catch a high ball, and one of his players jumped up for it and just caught him with the shoulder to the head, and then he's out on the ground and corpsing, like, and looking like he's out of it. Somehow he starts the game, takes another head knock, and then pretty serious situation, had a seizure on the sideline.
Oh my God.
Had to get rushed to hospital. This is one of the best players in the world right now, and had a brain bleed, swollen brain, had to get and then had to get the pressure relieved. He's going to be okay.
Jeez.
There shouldn't be no long damage, but why the fuck was he playing? Yeah.
Give them more time, rugby league.
Well, and what? But he got caught. They had the footage of they just happened to catch him, and he's just like stiff armed on the sideline, and then so it's a big game. But
No, you got to arrest him.
he should have. Yeah, and then he caught one in his eye. It looked like shit, and then. Yeah, and he's a phenomenal player. It's pretty scary stuff. It's pretty scary stuff. But the flags are still out. Anyway.
I saw the crowd at that Tonga Kiwis game at Eden Park, and it was pretty incredible.
Yeah, Kiwis pumped them.
Kiwis pumped them, but it was a hell of a crowd.
Yeah.
Rugby union in New Zealand does not have the same level of fan engagement that rugby league has.
Yeah.
It shits all over. Like... When the All Blacks are playing, like the All Blacks are playing Springboks at Eden Park, like one of the biggest games of the decade.
There'll be a lot more.
There was no like All Blacks flags on every like 10th car.
No. But if you're Tongan, shit, you're telling people about it, or someone.
There's just the amount of flags on cars has been ridiculous. I edited it in last week.
Yeah, you did. I saw you actually got to the.
That was on one car trip. That's a 10-minute drive.
Yeah.
And that's just the ones I missed some of them because I was like, oh shit, there's one.
They're still out. Yeah. And it's cool. It's cool to see. Yeah. And if you got any chance to look at any footage of that game, go. But it's a sea of red. There are some. Kiwi. It's in New Zealand.
Outnumbered Kiwi fans.
Yeah. That's quite a thing.
I wish rugby union had that kind of engagement here, but we're just
a little more apathetic,
a bit more reserved.
Yeah. It's true.
Good on you, rugby league.
Well done. It's a cracking game. You should watch more of it.
It's just a bit boring.
Fuck off. Jeez.
It's just a bit repetitive.
Get anyone to watch that game, and then get anyone to sit through that fucking first half.
I will give you the fact.
And then the last time the All Blacks played in Perth, it was dire as well.
You was pissing down with rain.
Yeah, you judge like 1 and 1.5 games of rugby league you watch with your very basic understanding.
Yeah, partially it probably is just my very basic understanding of what's going on. Okay. I just can't see what's going on. I'm just like, it's 5 tackle kick.
Yeah. Pass, kick. Pass, tackle, kick. Yeah. No, it's a good game. Hell of a game.
I watched some ice hockey today.
Who won?
The New York Islanders.
I don't want to know who they played though.
They've got this. They got the number 1 draft pick. They won the lottery. They're against all odds. And the dude is fucking amazing. He's 18 years old. Ooh. And he's already the top scoring like defenseman in the NHL.
Wow.
18-year-old.
Top scoring defenseman.
Yeah.
So he's in the
back. He's had like 5 goals in I think 10 or 12 games, which is unusual for a defenseman. He's more goals than the guys who are fucking 29, 30. Right. And he's playing for a pretty shit team. So he's a very good player. And he speaks really well.
Oh, wow.
For an 18-year-old. He knows how to engage the fans. Like the ice hockey players are usually boring as fuck. They're a bit like rugby guys.
But
he's he's not quite Pollock in terms of arrogance, but he just knows how to be engaging. For an 18-year-old, he's got a fucking good head on his shoulders, and he's a great player. Fantastic. Matthew Schaefer, you're good. You're very good.
I'm sure he's a big fan
of this podcast.
2 Cents Get Distracted. It's a Matthew Schaefer appreciation podcast.
Okay, good player.
Fantastic. All right, Mark, I've got nothing else more to talk about.
We should wrap it up.
Yeah,
Thank
fantastic.
you for sticking around all this way.
What a trip it's been.
Tell us if you listen to the pod or you just YouTube it.
Yeah.
Do you put it on the TV? Do you put it on the background? Surely you don't. Nobody's sitting here watching this.
Should I do the YouTube
surely.
thing? Like and subscribe.
This is on Tony's channel.
Subscribe and like.
Yes.
We put energy into making this thing.
He even edits it.
Yeah, he
That little bit at the start with the bulldozer, that's him.
Yeah, and he turns up and talks.
That's right.
He writes notes.
I do.
He has to drive. Whenever I look at a house, how far away is it? It's the first question.
Exactly. It's the number one concern of mine.
Yeah.
Oh, and thanks to Jimmy for the beers tonight. We drank your beers. We haven't drank them for a little while. Still got them.
Oh, yeah.
Bum, bum.
Good on you, mate. Fantastic.
Take care, folks.
Hooroo. Bye-bye.